Good evening, rockers. Vegas Rock Goddess here on the rocks. Total entertainment coming to you live from the Las Vegas Strip. Tonight, Nashville's bringing it again, folks. We've got a great band, Broken Side. So let's let them in. Hello. Wait for them to chime in.
Uh, Now there?
I'm here, but okay, there you are. Hi.
Yeah, I guess I had to accept the microphone thing.
Oh, yeah,
So
no problem. Well, welcome to On the Rocks. I'm really excited to talk to you tonight. I am a huge fan. Your band is pretty amazing. And Nashville in general, Tennessee in general, is getting some of the best metal bands, rock bands, like for 25. So we're going to get right into it. Why don't you kind of fill in our viewers? What exactly and how did you guys come together and when did you start?
so Broken Side was it all started. I moved to Tennessee in 2019. It was right before COVID, and I met up with some guys basically online. And Jesse, our singer, and Jonathan had those two guys were both in a band previous to this. They're cousins. They kind of grew up together. And so what happened is they had a notebook full of stuff, just ideas, things that they had songs written for. Um, and they came over one day, we got together, and they said, "Hey, how about we play you this stuff and see what you think?" And a few of those songs were like they're pretty much already done. Like one of our songs, "The Flaw," that was our first
Oh
single.
yeah,
It was
love that
it
song.
was basically like written that it was already written. I recorded it like small 2 tracks, and then I put drums on it, sent it back to him. I was like, I think we can do stuff. Like, I think this is gonna work, right? So, so that's kind of how it started. And then it was me, Jonathan, and Jesse. I met John Weist. He before I moved here, I was looking for people to play music with, online, and I found him, and he came over to jam. I had already sent him the copy of what I'd done on the flaw, which had no vocals yet. It was just music. And John came over and we started playing around with some Tool stuff, and we were playing just random things. And he starts playing this tune, and I'm like, I know that song. He's like, yeah, that's what you sent me. I'm like, well, shit, So let's see what happens. And so we got us together, and then Skylar, he also just responded as a bass player to one of the guys looking for a bassist, and it all just kind of fell together. I mean, it was like we we just kind of fell together, and it worked. Like personalities and music types, like we all have kind of different little genres that we kind of stick to, but at the same time, we're very open to everything. And man, I mean, it just worked out.
Yeah,
So
the funny thing about pandemic, it has brought out some of the most amazing music and bands together, which is so incredible. And a lot of these bands now are just getting all their songs together and getting their new record out because they were
yeah,
working on it during pandemic, which was such a crazy time. And there are so many great bands coming out just like yours. And
yeah,
I think 25, man, you guys are gonna knock us out with all of your new
we're
music.
trying.
It's insane.
Yeah, we're trying. We're in the studio right now. I say right now. We were in the studio last weekend, all weekend, and recorded the last two songs for the next. It's going to be an album because a couple of the songs are pretty long,
Right?
but lengthwise, it's an album. It's going to be 6 songs, but I mean, it's pretty good stuff. So, we're learning ourselves. We're out of the notebook that was kind of predetermined, like these ideas
Right?
that were kind of Jesse and Jonathan into like we've all learned how we play, we learned how each other are, and I wouldn't trade it. It's just it's good.
It's crazy how serendipity happens. Like you'll meet this guy in a random 7-Eleven and you'll see him again. And then you guys are like, hey, are you in a band? And it's just one thing,
Yeah.
one thing leads to another, which is a
Yep.
great accident to happen. A lot of bands are really doing that these days. They're just running into all kinds of people. It's kind of, like I said, 25 is kind of an amazing time right now in music.
I think so. Yeah, we're looking forward
Definitely.
to what's coming. We've got some good stuff coming up. So
Yeah, and you've got a lot of shows coming up. We're going to talk about that as well. Um, but now tell me how the scene is right now for you guys out there.
so scene wise, we're in Knoxville. It's kind of rough, honestly. You've got there were a couple of mid-sized venues that kind of catered and we're kind of running the rock scene in Knoxville, right? And two of those venues just closed down within the last 6 months or 7 months. And so the home that we were kind of used to being able to kind of jump into, and these were places that they had national acts, they had regional acts, they had places. I mean, we played last year, we played with the Soap Girls, which are from South Africa, right? They came through and played a tour across the US. It, it's just kind of sad that we lost those things, but it's also opening doors for more DIY shows. You're seeing there's a couple of other venues that are now opened up, and we're all kind of restarting the trek. Trying to get once you get used to a venue or you get to know the people that are there, you're
Right?
like, hey, I can probably get in and play a show. Well, now you're doing that over again. But honestly, we're Knoxville wise for Broken Side, we're trying to not play Knoxville, but maybe every 6 months, 6 or 7 months, 8 months, just to keep it so that if we play a show, we want people to come out and be excited to see us. We don't want people to look at us and be like, well, we can catch that guy, you know, next week or next
Right,
month,
right.
whenever. It needs to be something special. So,
Yeah, and I think a lot of I call them homegrown bands,
mhm.
are definitely trying to get out of their area so they can get exposure from a different point of view, a different
Yep,
group of individuals. Because, like you said, if you play the same places, it kind of gets stale after a while. You
yep,
kind of have to, you know what I mean, broaden the horizons a little bit. But again, as a band, it's really tough out there for you guys to do a lot of traveling unless you hop on a tour with like three
yeah,
other bands.
yeah. That's kind of something we're doing. Dawn, Dawn
Yeah,
McIntyre. We work with
yes.
her. She's like,
She's
we
so
love you, Dawn.
amazing. Shout out to
She
Dawn
is awesome.
McIntyre. I
Yeah, Southern Flame. Yep. She's been helping us. We met her about 2 years ago and just kind of latched on. And she's just such a great person. But she helps us to find these places. She got us into the Hard Rock in Biloxi. Like
who does that,
people don't
right?
play the
But
Hard Rock.
her, she can
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
She can do it, right? I mean, but metal bands don't play. I say we're metal, but we're kind of alt rock.
Yeah,
But you don't play the hard rock in the cafe as a metal band usually. But we
right.
did it and it went well. So
Yeah,
like, but we're definitely we're reaching out. I think of the 4 or 5 shows we have booked right now or that are announced, none of them are in Knoxville. In fact, none of them are in. I think 2 of them are in Tennessee.
yeah, which
So
is
we're all over. Yeah.
yeah. And Dawn she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's the one that actually hooked us up uh and connected us, and which is great. I love her. She has got such a knowledge of really what's happening right now with the music scene. And you were on the top of my list. So, I mean, I want to see you guys live. I mean, I've already heard you guys, you're amazing, but I think if someone really wants to see Broken Side for what they really are, they need to see you live.
That's what we that's kind of what we push to. We're like we're proud of our music. We're really proud of our recordings, but what we want is we want you to be with us in the crowd and to feel the energy and to feel, there's something about just the way that this group comes together and you're in the front and you're feeling it. It's just, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, the
So,
energy from the crowd and your fans really will take you over the top for sure.
yep.
And you guys are selling merch, right? You got
Oh
merch,
yeah.
all that stuff.
Yep.
And it's important that the fans, when they come to the shows, they need to buy merch because that's what's keeping you guys out there. A lot of people don't realize that.
Absolutely. We played a show in Michigan and we knew it would be a loss. We played not too long ago. It was last month, and we made it up in merch because, really we knew that we weren't, it was our first time playing this place and we weren't guaranteed anything. We had a decent crowd, but the people wanted merch and that's what kept us going. So
Yeah,
that's how it paid for our gas, it paid for a hotel that night. And that's all we really need.
right. Exactly.
We didn't come
And
out of it too bad.
right. Now, videos.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Now,
All right.
how do you guys feel with the videos? Because a lot of bands don't like doing them. Do you guys like doing them?
We like doing them. It comes down to a cost point, really. And we always chip in. Luckily, we have a really great videographer, Jacob Yoon, with Daybreak Films. This guy comes out and we've done 3 videos and then a couple of lyric videos, right? The 3 live videos that we've done with Jacob have just been great. So we've got
Yeah,
another
you
one
guys
planned
are
for this.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, this he's so awesome to work with. He just makes everything easy. It's cool. But we've got another one planned for basically the single that will come out with the album. It's going to be, hopefully we can get it done the way we want it, but it's going to be pretty awesome. It's heartfelt, and
right.
I don't know. You'll see it. It's
Now, when's the launch date for the projected launch date for the?
oh, don't ask.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
hope
put you on the
we
spot.
Yeah, we tried we were thinking that it would be like late spring, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be into the summer, maybe even the fall, just to get
Okay.
everything sorted out the way we want it to be sorted out, and then line up some shows with it, and have a good video release, and then plan that, the once every 8 month show here in Knoxville, and hopefully do a nice, release for that, do a party.
Yeah,
So
because that's great. Because you guys really do have some shows coming up. Let's talk about the ones we can talk about. Um,
sure. Yep.
so I know you have one. I'm going to kind of jump ahead, but I
Oh,
know you
you're
have
good.
one on April 18th.
Hmm.
Let's talk about that one because that one's going to be a huge show. You're playing with a bunch of other bands.
Yeah, Citizen Kane
Yes.
in Johnson City at Capone's. And then we've got a couple of other, I don't have the list in front of me right now.
Okay, that's
Um,
all right.
but yeah, that Capone's is a really neat spot. It's got a built-in crowd, kind of, because there's a nightclub, an all ages nightclub, like in the back of the building, but you have to come through the door, right? So everybody that comes through to go to the club, they all come right by the stage. So hopefully, sometimes you'll fill that place up with people that want to be there for the music, and other times there won't be too many people there, but they'll
Right.
all be in the back. So you kind of share the door with that. And it works
Right.
out. But with
Yeah.
Citizen Kane, they've got a built-in crowd and a built-in following. They've been around for a long time.
A long
So
time. I
yeah,
remember them. I don't know. Are they from Chicago? Because
I
for
have
some
no
reason,
clue.
Chicago pops in my head with them,
Yeah,
but they have been around for decades, it seems like to me. A long
yeah,
time.
yep.
So that's a great band to be a part of that particular show.
Yeah, it should be really nice. And Seppuku, I said it wrong probably. Those guys are out. They're kind of a new up and coming band locally, so it'll be nice to kind of get to know some people, get to know those
Right?
guys from Citizen Kane.
Oh, of
So
course.
we're super excited. That was another Southern Flame. She dropped us on that.
Right?
So,
Yeah. I mean, she's hitting all the great marks for you guys.
oh
So
yeah. Oh
it
yeah.
sounds like, well, from the conversation I had with Dawn, that you guys are going to be busy through
We
the
will
spring.
do, yeah, we will. We've got April, we've got two shows in May, both out of state, Kentucky and Michigan. And then June, I'm sorry. Oh, this month we're going down to Huntsville, Alabama, and Biloxi, down to
Okay.
it's called the In the Pit Fest. So that'll be
In the
it's like
pit,
a
don't
whole
you love it?
day. Yeah, it's gonna be a whole day of just rock and awesomeness. Two stages down in Biloxi.
It's great.
So
Yeah, the more exposure you guys get to events like that, because you're getting a wide audience, and
yeah,
I really, like I said, these fans need to come see you live to really get what Broken Side's all about. And
yep.
yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see you guys live. We'll see how my
Let's do it.
schedule.
Vegas, right?
I
Let's
know,
go.
I
I
know,
mean,
right? Um, but I do travel around a lot, and sometimes I run into bands that I've interviewed, so you never know where I'll be next.
that'd be great.
So Nashville, I'll be in April for
Yeah.
a week for Rock and Pod Fest.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'll be
Yep.
right there in the thick of it.
Man.
So I don't know where you guys are going to be at that time.
Yep. Well, Johnson City will probably be shooting a music video during April at some point. And
Right?
uh and then yeah, it's not until May, right after April. We got May
Yeah.
up in Michigan. And then July, where if you come back in July, we'll be with another Southern Flame show with Full Circle. She kind of joined forces with those guys. And we'll be with Ignicent. Do you know that band?
Yes, I do. She's from Chicago. I
Yeah,
actually interviewed her like about 5 years ago when she
really.
was first starting out. She is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they just announced today. I think it was today that they're going to be on one of the cruises with Scotty Austin and some other guys. So
Oh,
that's a
wow.
pretty
That's
cool thing,
great, man.
Like, hey,
They're a
like,
hardworking band.
yeah,
Let me
like
tell
who do I
you.
have to know to do that? That'd be fun.
Exactly. I mean, she's coming up, and let me tell you, she's she's the real deal.
Well, July, I think it's July 23rd, we'll be at the Cobra with them.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
That's really cool. She's a sweetheart, but yeah, you guys will have fun playing with them.
that's awesome.
Great band. But
Yeah.
now with the writing for you guys, do you, like, all of you kind of like collaborate? I know we talked about it in the beginning when you were first getting this band together, but I mean, how does the writing process work for a Broken Side?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can see, I'm in our studio. I'm at my house right now, and we
Right?
practice here. I keep the drums set up, but typically the guys will come in with an idea. One of the guitarists, or even one of them, we'll call Skylar a guitarist. He's a bassist. He's same thing. Um, but they'll come in with an idea or riff, and we'll just kind of pluck away at it for a little bit and see what falls out. And sometimes it's immediate. I mean, we've had songs, Johnny or Skylar, any of the guys. It's happened now. We've got a whole list of songs like on this board I've got right here. Any of the guys will come in with a riff and it'll catch on. And then sometimes it'll just fall out. We'll have a song by the end of the day, and then sometimes, most of the time, we'll plug it for a while. We multi-track all of our practices here in the studio, so we have it as a reference, in case we forget things, because we do. And so we'll kind of plug around on something for a while. I'll have it recorded. I'll send it out to the band like during the week, and we'll listen to it a few times. Come back in the next week, and then just kind of build it until we feel like the song is done, or the song needs to feel like it's done. You know what I
Right.
mean? We try not to press things too hard, because then it's not natural, it's not right. And then Jesse, he'll usually write lyrics sometimes on the spot. We'll have he'll just be standing there and start singing something and type it out in his phone or write notes, and that could be it, or maybe it's just a melody. Um, but a lot of times that's just how we do it. I mean, they'll fall out, one practice, or it'll take 7 months.
I
So,
mean, Justin, where do you find your inspiration to write? Like, what inspires you?
man, inspiration wise, honestly, the guys, like, I mean, I say the guys, we all have our own experiences, and because we all listen to so much different music, um, we'll have an idea, and then sometimes, like, we had an idea for this next EP that's going to come out, our next album. It's something to do with it had to do with the Egyptians, and it was one of those things where vocally we had an idea, like it all revolved around this certain thing with Egypt, and it was kind of, could have been kind of cringy at first, but then it just kind of lit off, and it gave the song kind of a feel, like we're talking about just the end of the world, basically, or the end of your
Okay,
life, and weighing your heart against what you've done with your life, type thing, just
right.
for this one song. And it kind of set a mood, and then we were able to just finish the song. It was like, all right, this is what it needs to be. It's done. Like, we've got it. But I mean, inspiration comes from anywhere, really. I mean, be sitting around, think of a lyric, or the guys think of a weird riff, and it just falls into a song. I mean, it's,
Well, what artist makes like gives you that inspiration? If
oh
you were to
God.
look up to somebody, like as far as a vocalist or
Yeah. Whew. I'm a 90s kid. I graduated in 2000, so I have a bunch of that new metal kind of stuff going on in my head, but the grunge side of things really floats around and resonates with a lot of us. So I'd I'd say pretty much all of the 90s and early 2000s kind of rock, really gives us a bit of inspiration. And again, being that we all have slightly different preferences on what we really listen to, like I listened to a lot of Tool when I was a kid, and The Perfect Circle, and
right,
Creed, and that kind of stuff, and Alice in Chains, Days of the New, like just a big plethora of stuff. But I also grew up in Louisiana, so there was country, and these guys, we're from Tennessee, where they're from Tennessee.
right,
So,
right,
like, of course, there's a country element and a bluesy element to things. So that all kind of comes out now and then. And
right.
then,
I mean, you live in the in that era, you
oh
know,
yeah,
of what's
definitely.
going
I mean,
on.
Dolly Parton. I mean, she lives like 50 miles from here. It it rubs off. You
Yeah,
know, so we all really. I don't think you can point to a specific, like this is really what got me into doing things.
right.
Um, it just kind of all melted together.
Well, what are some of your goals for this band for 25?
Trying to make some money, I think. Like that would be great.
Right.
Come out positive. We do fairly well. But if we could play some bigger shows, I think that's everybody's goal. And to get, I would say, as a whole, as a band, we kind of wanted to be able to get out of the state and stay out of the state for as many shows as we can.
Yeah.
So we have, like, July, we're trying to line up some shows that'll take us across the South, after the Cobra show that we have in July 23rd. We're hoping to head south from there and kind of make a loop, come around Biloxi again, or down into Florida, and then up through Atlanta. So we just like to play as many, out of town shows, and get as many out of town listeners as we can. Get in front of as many people as we can.
Right. I think
So,
that's the goal with any band. Now, how do you guys like social media and dealing with that?
um, we like social media. I wouldn't say we're amazing at it. I think I think I'm the only one that gets on the Instagram page,
Yeah.
but everybody else, I mean, we try to keep things flowing and posting on social media. It's definitely something we're working on,
Yeah,
you know.
TikTok, they went away, they came back. Trump's looking to extend it another 30 days. But,
Right.
you know, you've got to, give it to them for keeping it alive. Because let me tell you, this is the biggest platform for live music that you'll ever be on. So, posting those live videos, posting,
Yeah.
hey, this is Justin. I'm in the studio. I'm getting ready to record my next record for this band. People want to see live engagement. They
Right.
they want to know, oh, Justin from Broken Side, he hit me up. You know what I mean? You gotta, keep that buzz going because that's what's gonna keep this band going.
Yeah. It's so easy to say, you know.
I
It's like
know.
because all of us, working full-time jobs and
Yeah.
trying to keep things running.
Oh, it's
It's not
hard.
an
Trust me.
excuse. Oh yeah. Oh
You're
yeah.
talking to the
Not an
right one.
Yep.
I
Not
mean,
not an excuse at all. But you're
right.
right. It's
Yeah.
one of those things.
It's just one of those things, you got to get the whole band involved. Even
Yep.
if the one band member can spend a half an hour just reposting or posting some stuff, that would help you guys because you want to keep that going in the For You page, mass
Yep.
following page. You want to keep it going because these algorithms have changed even on Instagram.
Yeah. It's a momentum thing. Once you get it rolling, you have to keep
Yeah.
it rolling,
And
or
you
else
guys
you
have a
just
lot of
disappear.
shows coming up. So I'm going to
Yep.
be looking for a lot of engagements from you guys on
You got
TikTok.
it. You got it.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
we're
this is
definitely gonna
Justin,
get it.
man. I'm in Bull Shores, Alabama. We're playing a show tonight. Come on down.
Right?
That's what the fans want to see. Man, that's Justin from Broken Side. Are you doing anything tonight, Steve? Let's go. You
Let's
know?
go.
Yeah. We
And then
just
we're going to
all
Waffle House.
Waffle House afterwards, right?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
But of course,
Always.
we got to get the rock in first. But that's what John and I have had long conversations about. Um, got to keep the buzz going because if you don't, you're going to lose followers
Yep.
rather than gaining them. And social media now is 90% of getting your band out there.
Yeah, it is.
It's super super important. And hey, if I can do anything to help you guys, just let me know where you guys are playing. I can do
I'll
some
be,
repos for
yep.
you. Whatever I can do to help you guys. Because
Well,
Dawn is killer, and anytime I can help her, I'm gonna help you guys too. So
right on. Right on.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I want to revisit us again, but I want to get the rest of the band
Okay.
to kind of chime in. So once you guys get closer to get releasing this record, let's do a all band interview.
All right. Let's do
Um,
it. I'll
you
send you
know,
some music. You can listen to it
yeah.
kind of before it
Just
comes out.
shoot me a DM and let me know how close you guys are, and I'll get it scheduled. Because
Will
this
do.
story is not over. This
Oh no.
story is
No, we're
just
just
beginning for you guys.
we just started. And
I
that's what's great
know.
about these guys. Like we're
Yeah.
we're so ready to just kind of I mean, we're just trucking. That's
Yeah.
it. We're all happy. We're happy with each other as a band. We're all
Yep.
friends and
And you guys
it's
like
it's
to
just
have
really good.
fun. That's the whole thing of
Absolutely.
it. Continue to have fun. Get the music out there. Get the people involved, your fans, and we're gonna keep this going because I'm not going anywhere. So
All
we're
right.
gonna
I'll
keep
be here
this
too.
going. But it was great
You
meeting you,
got it.
Justin. I'll send you a DM when I'm gonna post this probably over the weekend. I'll
Okay.
get in touch with Dawn. I know she's doing her own thing. So I'll be in contact with her. But hey, tell the guys I said hi. I'm super looking forward to the new music as well as live performance, hopefully somewhere in the near future for me,
Oh
down
yeah.
the road. And I'll be in touch.
All right. Sounds good. Let me
All
know when you're
right.
around.
All
All
right.
right.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Broken Side, this band from East Tennessee, Knoxville area has got a great future ahead of them. So if you're in the Knoxville area and you see Broken Side on that rock sign, definitely go check them out. We will be continuing the conversation with them. This is the Vegas Rock Goddess on the Rocks, total entertainment. Always like and subscribe to On the Rocks because you really don't know who I'll be interviewing next.